Why do I feel like you are so close to me right now? I've been trying to adjust for like 5 minutes and I don't know why it looks so weird to me. Maybe it's not weird. Maybe I'm just on crack. But hey y'all, this is actually very exciting for me because this video is sponsored by Keen. You guys know that I never ever accept sponsorships or brand deals or anything like that. I'm very picky with who I decide to work with because I don't want to promote a product that I'm not passionate about or a product that I don't like. And this is so cool. So Keen's actually an online platform that connects you with psychics and spiritual advisors. They provide guidance in life challenges, love, careers, anything, like literally anything. And it's actually one of the most affordable ways to get an instant psychic reading 24/7. Not only is it incredibly convenient to be able to talk to a psychic while you're at home, but you can talk to them any way that you want to. So you can do a phone call, you can do an email reading, or you can do a chat, which I thought was like the coolest thing in the entire world because I know personally I have a lot of anxiety. I've gone to a psychic before and it was just like such a weird experience for me. And so honestly going into this I was really anxious, but being able to just like type to them, talk to them normally was really cool. It's definitely a completely different experience. If you've ever gone to a psychic or had a psychic reading, I mean, you could probably relate to me on that a little bit. I talked to 2 different advisors because obviously I wanted to try it out before I spoke to you guys about it. The first lady, I didn't really connect with her, but the second woman that I spoke to, oh my God, it was like the most comforting experience. I started crying, which I don't think is surprising to anybody because I cry like when people say hello to me or like say like they like me. I literally took a picture of myself because I was having like a breakthrough. I was like, wow, oh my God, I'm not a failure. Obviously I couldn't record the conversation and I wanted it to be a private thing. I wanted to be able to actually talk to her and not feel like people were gonna judge me. But I spoke to her about my career because obviously I do have some days where I'm not sure if I'm on the right path or if I'm doing the right thing for myself. And honestly, she gave me a lot of clarity and she gave me a lot of really nice advice. And I was like, I felt like I was talking to like my mom. Like, I felt like I was talking to like a mother figure. And then I also spoke to her about love because I got a boyfriend. I don't think I would necessarily listen to somebody if they told me that my relationship wasn't gonna last, but I was like, I might as well like ask. I'm already here. It was an amazing experience and the time went by so fast. Like I just kept wanting to talk to her and I actually thought this was really amazing because if you guys want to try it, I have a code or a link if you go down in the description. You can get a 10-minute call for $1.99 and typically from what I was seeing it's like $4 a minute, $5 a minute. The pricing does depend on the advisor that you use. They all have bios and they all have things that they specialize in, so you'll be able to see that. And I know that the $4 or $5 does sound a little bit pricey, especially because the minutes do rack up pretty quick, but 10 minutes for $1.99 is honestly nothing. I feel like when you go to a place and actually see a psychic, like the place that I went to was $40 for I want to say like maybe 30 minutes. Once you get there, if you don't connect with her, you've already paid, or if you don't feel like you're getting anything out of it, you've already paid her the $40, you don't get anything past that. I think this is really cool because like I said, the first lady that I spoke to, I like wasn't digging it, so I was like, okay, I don't want to talk to her anymore, so you can end the conversation and you pay for what you get. You don't feel like you're shelling out money just for nothing, you know what I mean? And when you sign up too, it'll have you complete a brief questionnaire and it'll actually pair you with a list of recommended psychics based on your needs. A lot of the psychics too, which I thought this was like really sweet, they'll keep up with you, so they'll get back in contact with you after the reading to make sure that you're doing okay, make sure that you don't need anything else. Like they check back in on you. It's like, that's so nice. Once you sign up too, they do send email offers, so you'll get like a $5 off, a $10 off every once in a while. So they'll help you keep up so that you can continue to afford it. I thought it was such a cool and easy way to be able to connect with a psychic or a medium. I was actually thinking, I haven't made up my mind yet, like I don't know if I'm gonna do this yet, but obviously there's a huge part of me that still wonders about T, and I think about her all the time. Like I have people comment on my videos asking if I've forgotten about her or if I still think about her or if I remember her, and obviously I do because she was such a huge part of my life. And so part of me does want to find a medium to talk to and see if I can figure any of that out. I talked to a medium before and she basically just told me how to get rid of everything that was going on, but I've never actually asked about T specifically, I guess, like who she was, what she was doing, and I feel like I want to, and so I might use this platform to do that. But like I said, if you do want to give it a try, I'll have a link in the description. Your first 10 minutes will only be $1.99. I hope that you guys find this as nice as I did, as like, I don't know, it was almost like a weight was lifted off my shoulders after I was done speaking to her. But again, shout out to Keen for sponsoring this video. You guys are amazing. And for all my social anxiety bitches out there, you don't have to go in public anymore, you got it online. But okay, let's get into the video because I was gonna read paranormal stories because I thought it was pretty fitting with the theme. Spooky scary time. Is that what I decided on? Spooky scary time with the spirit fingers? I haven't decided yet, but I have more of your guys' paranormal stories that I'm really excited to read. I'm just gonna stick with that one because it's just routine now. I thought this was a very fitting story. It's so weird how this shit happens. I was going over all of my keen notes and then I went onto the Reddit, to the subreddit, and one of the first stories that I saw was titled My Spirit Guides, and I was like, oh my god, I literally have to read this one. They said, hey y'all, my name's Alexis and I'm a haunted ass bitch. I've had paranormal experiences for as long as I can remember, but here's some about my spirit guides. I have 2 spirit guides that I've been made aware of. One is my great-grandma, and the other one was my mom's boyfriend, Matt. The first experience happened shortly after my great-grandma died. She was a very stylish hoarder, so I was able to keep a lot of things. On this particular day, I was wearing one of her shirts and some of her jewelry. I got dropped off at the orthodontist, and as I was waiting to be seen, I felt a hand on my shoulder. I turned my head around to see who it was, but nobody was in the waiting area except the receptionist, another woman, which I could see the whole time, and myself. I had a gut feeling it was my great-grandma. She doesn't really make herself known, but Matt isn't shy. The first experience I had was about a week after he died. I lit a wood wick candle my best friend got for me when she came to Matt's viewing. I laid in bed, started scrolling through Instagram. Oh, and I'm getting a FaceTime! Cool, I love my life. Sorry, it was an important business meeting that I had to attend, and now my camera's fucked up because I had to smack it when I took the call. Anyways, I laid in bed, started scrolling through Instagram, and then I smelled smoke. I looked up and realized the candle went out. It had only been lit for maybe 15 minutes. I got up, relit the candle, and it didn't go out until I blew it out an hour later. I've never had it happen since. Maybe a week after that, I was in my bed on my phone. My cat was laying next to me, and out of the corner of my eye, I see my door slowly starting to shut. It was open about 3 feet wide. When I looked up, it was still moving on its own until it completely shut. Shut the fuck up! And right when it did, my cat puffed up his tail and started going insane. Eventually, I was living alone, and I woke up at around 5 a.m. because I had to pee. As I walked down the hall towards the bathroom, butt-ass naked, mind you, I see a fucking full-body apparition walking down another hallway leading to the front door. You saw a whole ass man! I stopped dead in my tracks and got chills from the top of my head all the way down to my toes. Literally every hair on my body was standing on end. From where I was standing, I could clearly see my alarm was still set, so I knew someone couldn't have broken in. But I was trying to be rational for once, still butt-ass naked. I walked towards the front door. The door was locked. All the windows were locked. Everything was locked. I went through and checked every inch of my house after that. I was in shock, but I played it off like I was just tired and seeing things, but no. I texted my mom when I woke up again and told her what happened, and she tells me that it was Suicide Prevention Day. She had mentioned earlier that he committed suicide, but sometimes I skip those details if they don't have any significance into the rest of the story, but it obviously has significance. Immediately I knew it was Matt, but like, come on dude, you couldn't say what's up in any other way. Another major experience I had with him was when I was in the UK. I always wear an urn necklace, and when I go anywhere cool, I leave some of his ashes behind. That's actually really fucking sweet. So my boyfriend and I were going to Stonehenge, but by the time we got there, they stopped letting people in. I was able to convince him to let us in anyways. I let some of his ashes go, and we drove back to the hotel and got ready to go to a club. That night, while I was dancing, I felt my necklace on my shoulder, and I looked down, and it was literally just hanging there, so I thought maybe the chain broke. I was too tipsy to deal with it, so I put my necklace in my pocket and didn't worry about it until the next morning. Well, when I woke up, I looked at my necklace. The chain wasn't broken at all. The clasp had been undone, and it was now hooked onto the loop that the chain goes through. My boyfriend thought maybe I pickpocketed. I tried to take it off, but my hair was down, and there was no way somebody could reach through my hair and undo it without me noticing. The day after that, my boyfriend left the town we were in to visit his brother for his birthday, and I decided to stay behind. While I was in the hotel room trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I heard the shower, like it was barely being turned on. Like there was heavy trickling, but it wasn't full blast. As I got up to check it out, the sound got quieter and quieter, and as soon as I walked into the bathroom, it stopped. I hadn't heard it happen the entire time that we were there, and I never heard it after that. And we were at the very end of the hall and didn't have any neighbors on the side it was coming from. When I got back to Florida, I was driving back to my house, and it was dark out. I was at a red light trying to turn right, and the glare was really bad, so I thought the oncoming headlights were in the next lane over. Thinking I was good to go, I started to pull out, but as I did, I happened to look again and saw a semi about to smash into me. Immediately, I slammed on the gas and jerked my car into the next lane, and if I didn't react when I did, the semi would have hit me on my side of the car going 60 miles per hour. I was completely shaken up about the situation, and I started to cry. Honestly, that makes me want to cry just thinking about it. I decided to start talking to Matt out loud and thanking him for always having my back and saving me from numerous near-death situations. As I was talking, I decided to ask him if he was the one who messed with my necklace in the shower while I was in the UK, and if it was to give me a sign. Maybe 3 seconds later, I happened to see a street sign almost completely bent to the ground. I took that as my literal sign. I know it was long, but I have a lot more where that came from. Please share them with me. This kind of stuff makes me so happy. And I'm so fucking glad that you're okay. Like, I'm so glad the car accident did not happen. I don't know what I would do without you. This next story is called I Was Being Haunted and Didn't Even Know It. So I've been living in this 2-bedroom apartment for about a year now. The place is really nice for the most part. I've been very happy with it. It's a small and quiet apartment complex, and the building I happen to live in is behind a lake, while the rest of the complex is on the other side of said lake. I almost never run into anybody else coming in and out. I've never met or seen any of my neighbors. So my neck of the woods tends to be especially quiet, except for my noisy neighbors above me. I feel that because I always have elephants above me. I actually don't have anyone living above me now, and it's beautiful. Every day around 5 p.m. and again at 3 a.m., I would hear heavy footsteps, almost like somebody was stomping or even running, as well as loud scraping noises, like somebody was sliding heavy furniture across the floor upstairs. It was often so loud that it would wake me up at night. I used to not think much of it, just assume the person above me must be working night shifts or something, and I would fall back asleep. I never complained to management about the noise because I don't like being that person, you know? I would also occasionally have creepy reoccurring nightmares. I'd be lying in bed on my back in the middle of the night. It seemed like the loud noises from above would always wake me up, as I would always notice it was around 3 a.m. on my alarm clock. I could hear all the normal sounds, the stomping, scraping, and sliding. And sometimes I would even hear what sounded like loud arguing from upstairs, all while not being able to move an inch. Then, a black female figure would slowly descend from my ceiling, face always appearing first. When she got close enough to me, her face inches away from mine, I could feel her hair on my face and see her eyes, but no other features became visible. I fucking hate this. I really hate this. Unsettling is the only way that I could describe her eyes. Before she could do anything else, I would always wake up and be able to move again. And of course, there was never anything in the room by this time. This only happened about 4 or 5 times, and I just thought I was experiencing sleep paralysis for the first time in my life. I told myself if it became frequent enough, I would consider going to see a sleep doctor. They said the thing is somnologist. I'm stupid. One day I heard dripping noises in the second bathroom. I went in there and saw the water was dripping from the light above the shower. I also could faintly hear what sounded like a shower running upstairs, so I figured that the water from my neighbor's shower was somehow dripping down into my bathroom. I put in a service request and ended up waiting a few days for maintenance to come and take a look. Within those few days, a disgusting black moldy substance quickly grew. It's hard to describe, it almost seemed unnatural. The mold was growing in a perfect ring around the light, and it seemed to be doubling in size daily. I looked it up, and most species of mold can take at least a month to grow a large enough colony to even be visible to the naked eye. That's fucking disgusting. A guy from maintenance finally came to my apartment to take a look. I'm surprised it even took them a couple days. I feel like a leak, and especially a moldy leak, is an emergency order. They'd have to do that like same day. I explained that I would notice water dripping only when the neighbor above me was showering. The guy gave me a weird look. Then explained that he was pretty sure the apartment upstairs was vacant and has been for a pretty long time. I, thoroughly confused at this point, asked him if he was sure, as they could be pretty noisy upstairs sometimes. He said that he needed to go take a look at the shower that was directly above mine anyway, so he would check with leasing to see if the apartment was occupied or not. He came back pretty quickly and confirmed that it was vacant and had been for about a year. Just as he said earlier. I guess he noticed the uneasy look on my face and my brows furrowing in pure confusion, so he suggested that maybe I was hearing the neighbors above me on the 3rd floor. That was obviously a bullshit explanation, but I didn't want to look like an insane person, so that was that, I guess. The mold has since been removed and the leak repaired. They told me it was coming from a small leak in the piping above the shower, but I can still sometimes hear dripping noises in the second bathroom and the faint noise of a shower running upstairs. I'm always too afraid to actually go into the bathroom and see if the mold has reappeared though. Just kidding, I made myself go in there for the sake of storytelling and there's nothing so far. The daily noises haven't stopped. I still hear them like clockwork every day. I've always found the paranormal fascinating, but I've never truly believed in ghosts. Nowadays, I often find myself looking at the windows upstairs that are visible from the parking lot. Half of me expects to see the dark female figure standing in the window when I do. I'm also kind of afraid that the occurrences will get more intense now that I know there's no rational explanation for them. I plan on doing some research to try and figure out what the fuck happened up there. If I find anything, I'll be sure to let you know. It really freaks me out that your dreams could so easily correlate with the haunting that's going on upstairs. I don't like that idea. I really fucking hate it. I also can't believe they wouldn't check it out more than they did. Like, what if somebody broke in upstairs? What if someone's living in that apartment, but they didn't sign a lease? Like, they're just like living there, just hanging out, just chilling. Like, not only could it be haunted, but there could be like a psychopath hanging out upstairs. Not to freak you out though. Don't want me to scare you. But like, you don't know. What if like a homeless person is living up there and they're just like, oh, you know what? No one lives there, it's fine. They should probably be a little bit more concerned than they are. But yes, please keep me updated. Okay, I'm gonna read one more, and this one has a funny ending, just to end it off. It says, we thought there was a ghost playing the piano in our house. funny ending. So this happened a few years ago, maybe 3 to 4. I'm 17 now. My 2 younger cousins came to my house to sleep over. I also have 2 younger brothers, so we were just hanging out in my room until we went to sleep. My brothers went to their room and my cousins slept in my bed since I have a queen-size bed. I woke up around 5 or 6 a.m. and I heard this weird music playing. I was kind of freaked out, but nobody else was awake, so I was just trying to figure out what it was. I thought it was the piano in the garage, and I thought somebody was playing it, even though no one in my family could play the piano that well, and everybody was asleep, so I thought it was a ghost. I was live tweeting the whole thing and talking about how scared I was. Then one of my cousins wake up, and I asked her if she heard the music, and she did. I told her that I thought it was the piano in the garage and that it had to be a ghost. She thought so too, so we woke up one of my brothers to tell him about it. He heard the music, but we couldn't figure out why it was the loudest in my room. We decided that we would go into the garage and investigate. Sometime in the middle of this, my other cousin woke up and heard the same music. So me and my brother went down to the garage, and I stood by the door and went to the piano, but nothing was there. We assumed that the ghost just stopped playing whenever we got near it to avoid being spotted. So then by around 6 or 7, my dad was waking up for work, and we tried to tell him what was happening. Of course, he had the logical solution to go into my room and check all of our electronics to see where it was coming from. We thought that was stupid and that nobody was playing any music, but he checked anyway. He finally got to my cousin's tablet and said it was coming from that. It was some stupid ass game that the music was coming from. My dad laughed at us because we were so scared because we thought there was a fucking ghost in my house when it was literally nothing. We felt so fucking stupid. We all believe in ghosts and the paranormal, but we've never experienced anything. Maybe we were just looking for something that wasn't there. I thought it was pretty funny and wanted to share. Honestly, very relatable. I'm not gonna lie, my camera's gonna stop recording. I'm not gonna lie, I get a lot of stories like that where they're so like anticlimactic, like nothing happened. Nothing happens in them. Where it's like, we heard music and it was this and that, but they don't admit at the end that it was just them being kind of dumb. When I had the email, I'm not joking, maybe like 40% of the emails were like, I woke up in the middle of the night and I had a scratch on my leg, or I woke up in the middle of the night and my TV was still on when it was on before I went to bed, but normally it turns off, but it was still on, like stuff like that. And I'm like, come on. But I always think the lighthearted stories are nice to end the video on. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you end up using Keen, let me know how your experience is. I'm still trying to gather the courage to talk to somebody about tea. I think I might wait until I'm with Kayla and then we could do it together. I feel like that's like less intimidating. I'm always just nervous to like, I guess, hear something that I don't want to hear or discover something that I don't want to believe is true. I want to continue to believe that T was a good person and that she was never this evil spirit that it seemed like at the end, you know what I mean? Like that whole thing, just a very long story, and I just feel like I want it to be a happy ending. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, this is from all my Ouija board videos. I haven't done them in a very long time. Those were actually what got me started in the paranormal videos, so if you guys are confused, go watch them. There's a lot of them. Actually going to be busy today, but they're pretty good videos. I mean, they're very interesting. We went through a lot with T and Hank and Hop and all of those people, so if you're curious, go watch them. I hope you guys enjoy Keen as much as I did, and I hope you get something out of it. I feel like even hearing that you're on the right path or having somebody tell you that you're okay is sometimes just, it's really nice. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will have all of these stories linked down below. If you have more stories that you want to share with me, I'll have the subreddit linked down below. But I'm gonna go, because I gotta go to work. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Oh, bye! Shit. Also, oh my god, I can't get over these shirts. I know I already talked about them, and I don't need to keep talking about them. And I watched Scream for the first time. I thought I had seen it before, but I think I've just seen Scary Movie, the one with Scream in it. So I watched the actual Scream movie for the first time. It was really good. I'm a fake fan because I got a Scream shirt and I've only seen it once, but it's fine. I really only bought it because of the skateboard. I just think it's cool. But yeah, it was a good movie. So if you have any recommendations, I know there's actually multiple Scream movies, so maybe I should watch the whole series before I ask for more scary movies to watch. I'm gonna do that. Okay, see ya!